Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I will explain you what is API chaining, how you can do the API chaining to create the end-to-end scenarios for your automation testing. So let's begin. So what is API chaining? API chaining means that you will be extracting a value from one API response and passing that value to the other APIs. Now why that is important? Because most of the APIs use authentication. So you should be authorized to access the other APIs. Now, let me show you over here. So basically, you will be having one API. Mostly, you have a login API. So let me take a copy of this from here and here. So basically, you have a login API. Now, when you send a request on the server and you will get a response, right? So in the once it got processed, you will get the response from the server. Now you get a response from server. Now this response actually contains the access token, and you need to extract that and assume that you have another API, maybe a user profile. Okay, so user profile API. Now you need a token to run this one, right? So in order to run this API, you need a token. So you need to extract a token from here and pass to this particular API. So here we need to extract a token, and then from this particular response, and then we need to pass this over here, right? So let me show you example payload. So let me copy this one, go here, and let me paste it over here. Again, let me copy this one and paste it over here. Now, here you see that we have a JSON response, something like this, login successful. And in response, you are getting this kind of a token, authentication token. Now, once you have this token, basically here, what you need to do is that, let me reduce the size bit over here. Now, let me bit more. Yep. Now, what we need to do is that you need to extract this token from here, and we need to pass this token to this particular API, the one we were talking about earlier. So extract a token, this token from here, and pass it this one. Because without this token, you cannot run this API because this API requires authentication. This is what we exactly need to do in the API level. Now let me show you here. So we have this get users. If I click send on this one, we get a list of the users, 1, 2, 3. So they are lists, right? Now you need to verify this get user, and here you see that we have to pass the ID of that particular user. So first what I will do is that I will just hit this API, which will have all the user list, and assume that we will extract this ID from here and pass this in get user to ensure that the correct details are being returned by this particular API. Similarly, you can create a chain of the APIs for your end-to-end scenarios, right? So run this one, and you see that we got a response for this particular user. And this is exactly what we need to replicate in our test. Now let's go to the PyCharm and create the chain of those APIs. So go here and let's create one new Python file. I will say test underscore API chaining. And what I'll do is that I'll copy this complete code from here and paste it over here. I will not be doing the assertions in this regards. I just want to show you how you can work with the API chaining. So this is the first request, which will give us all the users, and we'll ensure that the status should be 200 so that we can ensure that this API is working. I don't need to do any kind of assertions on this one. So once we ensure that we have status 200, this means this all users is giving me the correct response, and even you can print that response, right? So this is the response, and if I go here and simply print response, now this we can run this one, and here simply test underscore, let me change get users instead of get, and say API chain to make it simple for this tutorial. So here test underscore API underscore chain, and let's run this one and see what happens. So this is the first API, and it should return all the users. And from that, what we'll do is that we'll extract the ID and pass to the other API, where we can only access or fetching the particular user, right? So it's executing the test and see what happens over here. And status got passed API chaining, and if I go here, it just doesn't printed the JSON response. So that's okay, no worries, we will do that. So for that, we need to convert the JSON response into the Python list and extract the value. So I'll say users equals to response dot JSON, and now print users, and run this one again and see what happens. So test got executed, and here you can see that we are getting the list of users, first ID, second ID, third ID. So far we are good to go, and our first API is executing successfully and giving us the proper results. Now we need to pick a ID. Assume that I want to pick a second user from the list. So how I can do that? So user underscore ID equals to, so from users, so I will say the first being, because it's an index base, so 0 index means it will be giving me the value of the first user, and I don't want a first user, I want a second user. That's why I'm using a value 1 over here. And from the first user, from the second user, I need a ID, and it should give me the ID. So let's print this one, and we copy this one, and here let's print user underscore ID and run this one again. So it should give me the ID, because ID is being repeated multiple times in the response. So I need to be very specific when I'm extracting the value. So you see that this value, this is a second user, and this is ID. Now once ID is extracted and we save that into the user underscore ID, now I can pass this value to my subsequent or the next request. So how I can do this? So simply response equals to request and request dot get, and here we need to use a f literal because we need to pass the ID. as a variable. So what we need to do is that we need to go back, go to this URL, so copy this one, go back here, paste it over here, and now this users /1. So instead of 1, I need to pass the value I'm getting and saving this into the user underscore ID. So in the curly brackets, I need to pass this user underscore ID. So here, whatever we get as a second record, it will extract the value of ID from this, save it into the user underscore ID, and now we are passing that ID over here. Now we are creating a chain, okay, based on the results we are getting from the first API, right? Now, what we need to do is that we can verify or we can simply print the user. So I will say user. You can use proper assertions in this case if you want. I am just showing you how you can do this. This is how simple it is. And here, print user. So the second user should get printed over here. So we are good to go and run this one and see what happens. So this says message resource not found. Now let's look into the code and see why it's happening. And if you see that this ID got extracted and printed here successfully. So this means that our code is working fine till here. After that, we are getting some issue and it says that resource not found. So if I carefully look into this one, yeah, I got the stick over here. So basically, let's change the name response2.json because already we are saving the response here. We are using this variable over here. So that might be the reason. Let's run this one. Hopefully it should work. In case if it still not work, we'll see and debug this more. Again, it says resource not found. Yep. So possibly now second step is that we are just sending a request over here, but we are not sending the headers like this one. So what I'll do is that simply copy this complete from here and on top of it, I will paste it over here and I will change this to response 2 and I believe the URL is same v2/users and in the second we don't need this one. So basically we need to copy this complete from here and we need to pass this value over here and comma. Now for the second request we are sending this URL, extracting the ID from here, and now we are sending this one as a request with the proper address authentication which we learned. And now let's remove this line of code and now let's run this one again. Now let's see what happens. So this time it worked absolutely fine. So the reason was that we were not sending the authorization which we need for the second API, which I just showed you that why the second API should not work here like this one. Why this second API should not work? Because we should provide the authentication token or access token. So previously what we are doing is that we were not sending this barrier token for the second request, and also we were saving into the same response. So I have changed this first thing, and secondly I have added this URL with the headers. Now we are executing this particular request with these headers. So that's how you can make the chain of the APIs and create your end-to-end scenarios.